Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is D-Man coming back at it again with another YouTube video, and today I'm going to go ahead and check out day 12, I want to say. Yeah, day 12 for the Tennessee Titans training camp today, and our first image is a picture of John Robinson standing next to Julio Jones at today's practice. So that's a good sign we see Julio. Just to see him. He hadn't been in practice at, that much. Obviously didn't participate today, but he was out there today, so that's a good sign. But yeah, let's move on, and let's check out D lineman today. And again, this is going to be a little shorter video, just because not everything is out just yet. Practice did just end. It was a later practice today. I think we went 3:30 to 5 o'clock today, I want to say. So, yeah, but I mean, we're going to try and go ahead and get through some stuff, and we'll go ahead and we'll talk about some stuff that Jim Wyatt does have here about the Falcons on Friday. We are 2 days away now from kickoff in Atlanta. I believe it's 7 Eastern time on Friday in Atlanta, and I don't think you're going to be able to watch it unless you have a Game Pass, so or the NFL ticket, I think. But let's go ahead and check out. Now, Vrabel did mention a couple things about some players playing, some players not playing, but we'll go over a couple key things Jim Wyatt did point out. Players who make the trip to Atlanta will be expected to play. Didn't have any insight on which Titans would travel or stay home, but later did mention a couple of names here. Vrabel did state that Darrynton Evans will start at running back for the Titans, so that's good for him. Kind of have to prove his role there. Drafted him last year. Didn't really play up to what we wanted him to this year. McNichols kind of took over that third down back throughout the year, but I'm very excited to see Darrynton Evans back in full, just back. And I'm excited. I think I'm going to take over that RB2 spot again. We got some competition there for that running back number 2 spot, obviously behind Derrick Henry. We're going to have the new guy from Atlanta. Oh my gosh, what's his name? I love Brian Hill. He's going to be competing. I think it'll be Darrynton Evans, but you got Brian Hill, you got McNichols, you got a couple others out there too. Who Mekhi Sargent, I think that's his name. He's another guy there too. So again, there's going to be some competition there at running back for that second spot there, but I think it's going to be Darrynton Evans in my opinion. We also got word on Caleb Farley that he will not play on Friday. Just not ready yet, Vrabel says. And I don't mind him not playing. I wouldn't mind him not playing until week 1, because really we just need him as healthy as possible, and for him just to be ready by week 1. And then no Ryan Tannehill on Friday night. Honestly, not a surprise. Normally the opener for preseason opener normally is your 2s and 3s, and maybe some 4s out there too. So normally you won't see starters out there unless maybe you want a guy get back in action. Maybe he was hurt a little last year, kind of want to get him into preseason action. But normally the opener is normally all your 2s and 3s and maybe little 4s, some 5s. I don't know if they'll go that deep, but you guys get what I'm saying. But yeah, that's about it. I do want to check out and see if Teron Davenport actually had anything out today, because I'd like to go over some of his notes if he has them out already or not, just because Wyatt didn't have much on here to talk about, just because practice did just wrap up. Normally I do these a little bit later, that way I see how what happened and everything like that. But we might go ahead and pull his Twitter up and see if he has anything. I'm looking at my phone right now, seeing if he has anything today. Just to see if we have anything to talk about, any clips from today. Saffold just wrapped up the interview. You know what? Let's go ahead and let's go over to Jim Wyatt's Twitter. Excuse me, not Jim Wyatt, but Teron Davenport. See if we can find a little bit of some more stuff for the Titans today. So let's see if we can check some stuff out, see how far. Okay, he's got some stuff out here. Let's see. No A.J. Brown today. Okay, this is good stuff here. No A.J. Brown today. He's riding stationary by Julio Jones has emerged from the building and is on the side talking to John Robinson. No Elijah Molden, Dan Cruikshank, or Nate Davis or Ben Jones for the Titans. And we'll go ahead and check out some D-line stuff here. Don't want anything playing, but I think it will turn up when we start playing it. But no, we're good. Let's go ahead and check out this D-line stuff here. I think we saw a little bit of D-line action on Jim Wyatt's page too. So there's Murchison there. Crawford, if I can get some of these guys right. I believe Jeffrey Simmons there was right there at the very beginning. Didn't really see his rep, but let's move on. Tier Tart's in there somewhere. Does Julio look ready to practice or just hanging out? Like I said before, Julio was just chilling, as Teron Davenport stated there. Titans practice notes, pretty brief today, all stationary work. I can't even talk. Situational work, that's about it. That's why we don't have much to talk about. That's why I went over to Teron Davenport's page here. Julio Jones walking to the locker room. This is some stuff you love to see. Julio Jones walking to the locker room. No, I'm just playing, guys. But, it's good to see Julio back out there. But yeah, hair's looking good. I like the look. Here's Morgan Cox. Obviously we picked him up to be our long snapper with the loss of Bo Brinkley a couple years ago, maybe a little over. Yeah, I think it's a couple years ago. Definitely needed a long snapper just to secure a spot there. Morgan Cox gonna be that guy for us. And I think didn't he play for Tennessee? And I know he's from Tennessee. I kind of want to double check that. But Morgan Cox here, playing for the Titans is a dream. That's why, he's obviously from Tennessee. That's why. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure he went to Tennessee. Yeah, University of Tennessee. He played for the Ravens for, I think, his entire career. He's been there for a while, coming to the Tennessee Titans. Like it states here, it was a dream for him. Brett Kern was the reason he came to. Was familiar with him from the time they spent at the Pro Bowl, so he's a Pro Bowler. You'd love to see that. So, long snappers, you don't hear much about them. They just do their job and get out of there. So, good to see Morgan Cox out there. Mike Vrabel says he likes how Marcus Johnson has been durable and consistent at practice as he's stepped in while some guys ahead of him are not available. So guys like A.J. Brown, guys like that, obviously Julio, he stepped in, been durable, been consistent. That's what you want to see out of your wide receivers, and especially a guy like Marcus Johnson, not a big name, but he's definitely become one of the bigger surprises, in my opinion, from the training camp. He's probably been one of the best players out of anyone. Him, Breon Borders is another guy you can throw in there. Chester Rogers is another guy you can throw in there. But I think Marcus Johnson has been getting a lot of love from a lot of different people. Defensively, offensively. We saw Breon Borders in an interview the other day. Maybe it was yesterday, maybe the day before. But mentioned Marcus Johnson. He was one of the toughest receivers to guard. So that's some high praise for Marcus Johnson. Vrabel says he's excited to see Rashad Weaver play on Friday. I'm excited too. Rashad Weaver is one of those guys that kind of flown under the radar, but he's got some talent, guys. And he's going to play on Friday, and I'm very excited to see just the young guys get out there and play. Preseason games are always fun to watch because there's a lot of guys competing out there for spots on rosters. So obviously, can't wait for the regular season, but preseason, don't just skip over it like it's just a preseason. It doesn't matter. Just think about it as these guys are going to be. It's going to be a good game. These guys are competing for roster spots, and guys like Rashad Weaver, Caleb Farley obviously is not playing, but you're going to see younger guys on defense, younger guys on offense, get their chance to make a spot on the roster for them. So excited for that. Feels. He has been running around and making plays all over the last couple days. Vrabel added that he wasn't as excited to see him play last week. I think that was supposed to be seen. Also mentioned that Monty Rice Monty Rice as one he's looking to watch. Yeah, I forgot about Monty Rice too. A guy that we drafted from Georgia. Probably going to be the replacement of Rashaan Evans. Obviously, we also have David Long as well. So Monty Rice, David Long, Jayon Brown, Rashaan Evans are great in interior linebacking core there. I'm excited to see all those guys play back in action for us. Caleb Farley isn't ready to play in the game. We mentioned that from Jim Wyatt. Also mentioned Tannehill isn't likely to play on Friday. We saw that on Jim Wyatt. His Twitter. Saffold joked about Jeffrey Simmons on his one-on-ones like he's having 2 reps in one because how physical he is. That's what you love to see. Saffold is probably one of the more underrated NFL players in the entire league. Guys. This dude should have been a Pro Bowler last year. I think Nate Davis should have been a Pro Bowler last year. And Derrick Henry, he got 2,000 yards. He's really good. But you got to give a little credit to the offensive line. And for the Tennessee Titans offensive line, for none of them to get Pro Bowl selections, it's unbelievable to me. Saffold, he's getting old. He's getting old, gray and old. But in my opinion, he's still one of the top guards in the NFL, alongside one of the very, very, very underrated young stars in the NFL with Nate Davis to pair him at right guard. So, in my opinion, we have some of the best guards in the NFL to go along with one of the best tackles in the NFL, with Taylor Lewan returning, with Ben Jones, who is a veteran center that's been there. He knows what he's doing. So you got to give the line a little credit when credit is due. You love to see a lot of people talk about Derrick Henry, how good he is, but you got to give the line a little credit. When any chance is available, because these guys do the dirty work. And they don't get the credit they deserve. Like I said, none of those guys from last year were Pro Bowlers. Saffold, guy we picked up from the Rams a few years ago, he's come in and he's done a lot of stuff, a lot of work for us in the trenches. So something you love to see. Saffold on Lewan's newfound. Okay, so you guys can go watch this. I'll try and remember the link. Davenport's Twitter down below, so you guys can see here. Hickey Johnson, I watched the video on him. He's very inspirational stuff there. But that's going to wrap it up for today. So with that being said, do I have any notes? I don't have any notes for today because it was kind of short, recently ended, so not many notes for me. But yeah, with that being said, that is going to do it for the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Until next time, I'll see y'all.